Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
What's up, everybody? Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show, KJRadio.com. Lots to discuss. If you want to get a hold of us, you can reach us at KJRadio.com, as I mentioned, or you can call at 844-551-8255. It just dawned on me. Everybody's, and I'm not going to blame my producers. And to be honest with you, we could have talked about Trump's speech yesterday, but I got a lot to talk about. Had a lot to talk about. I thought yesterday was one of our best shows. I really did. And I got sidetracked. I had the notes. I'm not going to lie. My producers had, between us girls, did you guys give me the notes in time? Do you really feel like I'll fall on the sword. It was my fault. But that's okay. I had a lot to talk about. It was a great show. One of the best, in my opinion, yesterday. I hope you go back and check it out at KJRadio.com and tell friends. But let me tell you, we're going to talk about Trump's speech. But I want to talk about something else that I think is even more important. And I could do an entire show on what this lady wrote. Her name is Chanelle Helm. And she is a black nationalist, an ethnocentric racist. She is one of these victims of her color. And it's funny to me. I'm trying to figure out how to bridge that gap between how somebody can believe that by birthright, somebody can be better than them. I know I should have said better than they, but you get what I'm saying. I'm standing in the maternity ward, me and a white guy looking at our babies, and I see that white baby and I go, you know what, dude, I would do anything to have your white baby. Look, I don't know what I need to do, but could I work for your family for a generation if I could have your white baby? Because that would make life so much easier for my baby. I mean, said no black man ever. No black father, anyway. No real black father. Every time one of my sons was born, I thought it was like, oh, I mean, it was the best baby in the whole lot. I hate to say this, but I felt that way. I looked at all those white babies and went, poor white babies. What are these white babies doing? These white babies have no chance with my child coming into the world. A king is born. I mean, I felt that way every single time. I'm joking. I didn't feel like white babies were less, but I'm just saying. And I looked at white fathers and I felt like, you know what? I bet they're experiencing the same thing. I bet they feel like their little white babies are the most amazing creatures on the planet. Not because they're white, because they're their babies. It's like my buddy used to say, I don't call your son because you're shine. I call your son because you're mine. God, this notion of white privilege is laughable to this black man. That's right. Kevin Jackson doesn't believe. I don't buy into it. I really don't. And I got to talk more about our certificate of forgiveness because we want to get those things out there and sold. We need to get a certificate of forgiveness into the hands of every white leftist you know. And we used to give them away for free if you signed up for the newsletter, but now we sell them because they're on parchment paper. The paper's expensive. It takes a while to print them, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, certificate of forgiveness. So long story short, all I'm saying is if you have been taught that because you're black, you are lesser, and when you see white people, they're better, shame on your teacher. Shame on your family. There is no person better than I, and I am not better than any person. We have our skill sets. I'm good at things. I'm bad at things. So are you. That's why we need community, is because there are people, and I'll tell you, there are people born this way. They're born to be artists. They're born to be mathematicians. Their minds are wired in a way, and I'm sure environment has something to do with it. But I'm just telling you, there are certain things that happen in life that you just go, that just can't happen without divine intervention. If you don't believe God has a plan, man, it's ridiculous not to believe this. When you think about the circumstances of, and I don't want to get too far afield because there's many examples where you just say, there's no way I could have done this. I'll use an example for me. I couldn't make payroll one time years ago. We were broke. I thought my company was broke. And man, we were struggling. And I went to the bank. We had like $180 or something in there. And I wasn't going to be able to pay all the employees. And I was trying to figure out who couldn't get paid. And it was a small company. It's not like it was huge, but and I was probably $3,000 short. But when you got $300 in the bank and you're $3,000 short, hadn't paid myself in months. And I go to the bank. Something told me, get up, go to the bank and check your balance. And I knew in my heart of hearts, I only had $300. When you run as close to the vest as we did, I had $300. I get to the bank, as God is my witness, and the lady says to me, yeah, in your account, sir, you have $10,300. And I went, okay. and I just pretended that oh, yeah, that's about right. Took out the money I needed to make payroll. Boom, the rest is history. Sold the company in 2 separate sales at 2 divisions and did okay. But I'm telling you, I was in agony thinking that wasn't going to make it. And I did make that payroll, and I did. Anyway, let's get back to the race stuff. So we have these people that believe that in America, because you're black, you're downtrodden, you can't make it. How do you think about the left and how they've convinced black people that because of your birthright, you have a disadvantage in the country where black people are the most successful blacks in the world? Unless you're in Africa where you're a dictator and you are killing people, you can't be more successful legitimately than in America. Period. End of story. And this knucklehead named Chanelle Helm has written a list of things that you need to be concerned about. I shouldn't say that. A list of things that white people need to do in order to assuage their guilt. And I want to go over this list with you. I'm not going to do it this segment. We'll do it next segment. And parse it and explain the pathology that it takes to come up with something like this, because it's dangerous. Anyway, we'll discuss that. Stacey Dash spoke out recently. So did George Foreman over not Trump's speech. He spoke out over Kaepernick's event, which happened yesterday as well. And I want to talk about Donald Trump and his impact on the black community so far. Because see, folks, as I've been alluding, and not even been alluding, I've been saying it, Donald Trump's a rock star in the black community, and it's starting to show. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. Can't wait to get you fired up as I am today. We'll be back.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful 4-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanyourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.